Well, hello everybody. I hope your Friday's off to a good start, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whenever that might be watching this. If it's live on Facebook or if it's on my YouTube channel. So I want to start, and I've already done one. What I want to start doing with everybody is I post my blogs once every other week or around there. Hey, Lauren, how are you, sweetie? And so I want to, when I post that blog earlier in the week, I want to do a little live feed on it every Friday morning of those weeks that I post it. So I'm just trying to get my foundation out there a little more. And then plus right now in these times of troubled times, people struggle with a lot of things. And now we have the added stress of being in a sheltered, however you want to call it, whatever you call this thing right now, where we're supposed to just basically stay in our house unless we need to go food shopping, or I guess we can go hiking and ride bikes and all that. That's been okay. But anyways, the times, some people deal with a lot of stuff already, and this is just adding more stress to a lot of people. So let's just remember that God's got everything in control. And I know even that is hard for some people, but you know, either God's everything or he's nothing. He can't be both, and he can't be in between. And for me, God's everything. So while we have to do our part to stay safe, while we have to be active and proactive in our precautionary measures, just know that God's got us in his hands and the outcome's already been decided. And as far as I know, it's going to be life for me and my family. That's how I'm choosing. So just stay safe and know that you got our entire church at Destiny Church, the entire pastoral staff, and myself praying for you, my wife praying for you. And we're thinking about the public, not only our congregation, we think about everybody out there as well, because we are all children of God. So and we want to make sure that you are all safe and you all have everything you need. Okay? I think this is going to be over quicker than we believe it might be. They're finding a lot of good stuff on a daily basis to kind of ward this off. And then even an antivirus, I heard today that they might have an antivirus. Well, it does work, but they've got to do more work on it. And it's readily available. It's nothing new. It's that malaria virus. So let's just let's stay connected with our family and friends, and we'll get through this, okay? So actually, I wrote this blog quite a while back, about a year, maybe even 2 years ago. I might have posted it a year ago, and I just reposted it. It's called Actors, Cowboys, and Politicians. And the way I came across writing this blog was an acquaintance of mine. There's something was going down with all the Hollywood stuff. And he's kind of a cowboy, which is cool, right? But he says, you know, you never hear about no cowboys molesting no kids. And I can remember I wrote back to him and I says, well, I'm sure there are plenty of cowboys that molest kids. You just don't hear about it. And one of his comments to me, if I can find it in here. He said that he did some research, and that of all the sexual abuse being brought to the press today, it's only actors and Democrats. There you go, actors and Democrats. He even gets more refined that are being accused. This person boldly stated that there are no cowboys being accused. Then he went on to tell me, I gave him some statistics. He just went over some most recent list of Hollywood, New York City, and DC PERS. His words, not mine. And it told 89 of them, not one cowboy. He goes, I have no interest at this time in discussing national or international stats. He goes, try to keep current. I found that kind of interesting. Try to keep current. I mean, I am very current. I stay current all the time. It's what I do. So anyways, this blog was kind of written off of that, and it's not to put him down. He's a great guy. He does a lot of good work with people. And that's just what I just say it, it's the ignorance of America. They don't think that this is a big deal. But you see, it's really interesting. I find when I wrote this, I find that when somebody comes, or when sexual abuse is brought to the forefront of America's attention, and that's usually done because of several actors or politicians or priests that have been accused of usually molesting girls, but yes, even boys, right? All of a sudden we have all these Sunday armchair experts that pop up all over the place, right? And what these Sunday armchair experts, first of all, they're clueless about the sexual abuse and the effects it has on not only women but on men. And they say things like, "Well, why'd they wait so long to say something?" Or they make statements like, "If it really happened, they would have said something a long time ago. All they want is money." Man, I'm telling you, there's nothing further from the truth. And I tell those people it would behoove them, right, to do some research before they start talking about the effects of sexual abuse and making these accusations, right? Why did they wait so long to say something? Well, if you look at the news when this all happened, they give you the answer, because all they did was questions like this. Survivors are so afraid of saying anything to anybody, they're better off being quiet, because they hear things like, "Well, it happened a long time ago. You need to get over it," or forget, or move on. And I've talked to kids where mom or grandma has said, "If you wanted it, you little whore, you asked for it," and they get a beating for even saying they were molested by a grandparent or a parent. So why don't people say anything? I think that pretty much answers it. And there's a lot more answers to that. And I got to tell you, the part about you just want money, David Price was one of the first ones to sue the Catholic Church. And he went through a grueling, rigorous deposition period. At first, they turned around and tried to sue him until somebody else came back, and then they went and sued him. I mean, then he turned back and sued them. He went through, I think it was 11 days or 7 days of depositions with 11 attorneys, or 7 attorneys. I can't remember. It was one of those two numbers were it. And no question was off limits. No question was off limits. I mean, they asked some questions like, "Did you ever think about having sex with your dad?" I mean, that's how brutal these depositions are. And he says, "I got $1 million, but he goes, I couldn't spend it fast enough because it was dirty money." I know another guy. He was badly sexually abused. Again, it was a Catholic priest, and he was involved with 5 guys, and they all sued, and they were offered a lot of money. The 4 other guys that he worked with took the money, and Jim didn't. Jim passed away from cancer about 3 years ago. He didn't take the money. He took the offer of a lifetime of therapy whenever you needed it, and with no cost attached to it, right? The 4 that took the money all committed suicide. So it ain't about the money. And I say it all the time, and I posted last night a little thing. Corey Feldman's getting really out of line, and I'm actually going to start doing some research with another guy that I'm helping. It's not so much about money, and we can chase the money all that we want, but that's not going to heal you. That's not going to heal the inner wound in you. Okay, that's all that's going to do is fill your pocketbook with money, but that wound that you have deep inside of you that was caused by this, right? It's not going to be healed. So I always say, it's like, you can sit there and slam all these guys all you want. You can tell them that they hope they burn in hell, which they likely will. But you don't have to wish that upon them. You can tell them they need to go to prison and be let out into the general public and let them do what they're going to do to them. That's fine. That's how you feel and that's how you think. That's great. I mean, that's your life, okay? But you're still going to have a hole in your soul when that person's gone. And I thank God that I was able to get past that in my own recovery. It was such a blessing that I had no more anger, no more resentment, no more bad feelings, and no more wanting to kill my stepfather or hurt my mother. So when they both passed away, it was like, okay, good. Oh well, I didn't see my stepfather for 31 years, and my mom didn't know who I was for 9, so she didn't get to know this Randy that I am today. That was her choice, not mine. Okay. So to these armchair quarterbacks, right? The next time you're about to ask some question, I'm going to say stupid question, right? I want you to ask yourself 3 things, or 3 things, and I'm going to add a 4th, but 3 things. The number 1 question I want you to ask before you do anything is ask this: is it true what you're about to say or what you're thinking? Is it true? You might be able to say, well, yeah, it's true. Okay, well, if that's true, then the next question I want you to ask yourself: is it absolutely true? There are no absolutes, so I doubt very seriously you could literally say this is an absolutely true statement. Okay? And the last one, the 3rd one, is how is it affecting me? These thoughts and these questions in your mind, how is it affecting your emotional and spiritual stability? And get real with yourself. Don't say fine, man, because I want to see the man dead. I doubt it's very fine in your life. You want to see somebody dead, something's wrong. Okay, I understand where your feelings come from. Don't get me wrong, because I was there, so I know what it's like to feel that way, and it's not pleasant. Okay. One thing that I know for sure is that there's a lot of well-intentioned people that are spewing the wrong words, and that causes more harm than good, and they're better off saying nothing. Look, at what a survivor needs is no sarcastic remarks. They don't need to be told what to do. What they need is they need to be heard. Okay? Hey, Lane. Kathy Powers, Kevin, Nancy, Linda, Ellie, all you on there. Lauren, glad to see you all joining me. What they need is survivors need to be heard. Okay? That's what they need. They just need somebody to listen to them. And just let them know that, hey, you know what? I'm here for you. Okay? I don't know what you're going through. I haven't been in your shoes, but just know that anytime you need to talk, I can be an ear, and I'm here for you. Okay? The 4th question that I'm going to add to this is that what inside of you, this is a good one. And I would tend to think, before I go with this question, that a lot of people might have even been abused in one way or other themselves when they're saying these hateful things. I almost guarantee it. I mean, I'm like 99.9% sure they were. Okay. The 4th question is what's going inside of you? What inside of you is being stirred up so badly that you have to make derogatory remarks towards the victims of sexual abuse? Okay, think about that one. What's going on inside of you, and what's being stirred up so badly that you got to make derogatory remarks towards the victims of sexual abuse? Is it just possible? I think it's more than possible. I think it's very probable that something similar might have happened to these ones that are attacking pedophiles. I know before I got in my recovery, it's exactly what I would do. I would attack. I was not friendly about it. Not only that, has it happened to you, you just have not been able to muster the courage to speak up, which I understand. It takes a lot of courage to speak up, because a lot of people, for one, believe it or not, a lot of people don't even know. It's not that they don't believe. They don't even know what happens, especially to boys. They have no idea it happens to boys. I've talked to several people, and they look at me scratching their head until I tell them I'm one of them. They're like, dang. Okay? So it takes a lot of courage to come and speak up about what happened to us in our childhood. What happens is we have these innate survival skills that we learn along the way. And these innate survival skills might start when we're a child, and they carry all the way into our adult life. They carry into our careers. They carry into our relationships, into our marriages. They carry into everything. And they work really, really well until they quit working. And when they quit working, they quit working fast, and they go down really quick. And it's then that people might start thinking about, I got to get some help, and why am I like this? Remember, a lot of people are quite capable of repressing these feelings, very capable of repressing these feelings, okay? And so we got to be aware of that. And they might not, it might be, like I say, there's one story I always tell. The guy was 65 years old when it was finally with a therapist, and it was finally revealed that, yeah, my father sexually abused me as a child and did a bunch of other abuses, right? And he went home and told his wife, he goes, I need to tell you something. I was sexually abused as a child. And his wife looked at him and said, thank God. Because now I know she goes, now I know you're the reason, not me. Because he was an alcoholic, he was a womanizer, he was having affairs, their marriage was in the pot, and it was because of the affair. I mean, because of the abuse. I mean, I went through the same thing, okay? So we got to be really careful when we talk to them. So remember, there's 1 in 3 girls and 1 in 4 boys statistically sexually abused. And I myself believe in doing what I do, right? And I know there's others that believe the same way. Believe it's pretty much a 1 and 2 straight across the board that will be sexually abused before the age of 18. All right. Now, who are the perpetrators? All right. 93% are family members or family friends. That's statistically proven, right? The sad statistic that I'm going to give you is that 80% are heterosexual males that are married with their own children. That's a pretty sad statistic. They're the perpetrators. They're the pedophiles, right? So they're not just the average American. They are fathers, they're brothers, they're uncles, there's cousins, there's grandfathers, grandmothers, aunts, there's mothers. I mean, go down the list. Every possibly human being has molested either a man. Not every has, but can molest a man or molest a boy or a girl. And in that population includes actors, and we know that's bad. That's a fact, right? And we know politicians, they're bad, okay? Those are 2 of the biggest ones. And in that, contrary to what some people believe, are cowboys. And that's why I titled this blog, Actors, Politicians, and Cowboys, or Actors, Cowboys, and Politicians. And it's not to put anybody on blast, but this is the reality of life. And if people can't come to realize what's real, if they don't pull their head out of the sand, if they don't wake up and start believing the kids when they come to them, right, that they were sexually abused, we got a real problem on our hands. You know, I hear, and I'm very outspoken on this, we hear all the time, what's wrong with the youth of today? I'm going to say it. And again, I'm saying in general terms, I don't mean everybody, but mom and dad, go look in the mirror, right? There's a lot. Okay? Mom and dads that are trying to work 2 jobs to have to live the American dream, right? I mean, in my days growing up, we were outside until the street lights came on. We played with the neighbors. We actually went outside, played, sandlot ball. We played football at the school. I mean, we played hide and seek. We played tag. We played we played army in the front of the house. We did all sorts of stuff with our neighbors. And then at nighttime was family time with the family. We didn't have Xbox. We didn't have the laptop, the iPods, the cell phones. We didn't have all that. And there's nothing wrong with all that. What's wrong with it is that it's out of control. Right? It's out of control. And when it comes to a child coming to a mom or dad saying that grandpa molested me or so-and-so molested me, more often than not, the response is this. Mom, we're not going to talk about that. No, I think you made it up, right? So they brush it underneath the rug. I even heard a CPS worker one time, and I was in a meeting with a bunch of people, and thank God I'm professional, because I'd gone across the table after him and strangled him if I wasn't. He said in CPS, he goes, we don't want to destroy the family, so therefore we don't say nothing. I don't know this guy, how long he worked for him or if he was new, but the problem is this. The family is already destroyed. Or not, I'm going to take that back, not destroyed. The family is already broken. The child is broken. Let's talk about it. Let's get the child the help that he needs or she needs so that they can go on and live a normal life. If they're young enough and mom and dad believe what they're telling them and they get them the help, the child will have as much of a normal life as anybody. But if mom and dad blow it underneath the rug, that child's doomed for the rest, not for the rest of their life, but they're doomed for a long period of their life if they don't get help. They're probably doomed to a life of drugs and alcohol. All right? And the family's broken, so let's get the family broken. Let's get the family fixed too. Let's get the family system fixed. Let's stop the generational curse that it is. That's all it is a generational curse. And it can be stopped. And I know I've been doing this for 10 years now, and the more I get into it, the harder this is. It's like I'm running into a wall every day, just trying to get my foundation funded because of what it is. It's like, it's next to impossible. But I just keep going. I take the risk I got to take because, yes, it focuses basically around men because men are the most underheard population there is when it comes to this stuff. So let's give children, let's give men, and yes, let's give the women, all of them, a chance to recover and have the life they deserve. They don't deserve to be trapped in this prison of isolation for the rest of their life. And it may not seem that way to you, because a lot of us, when you look at us on the outside, we look like we got it all together. Successful, we got all the toys, the nice house, a beautiful wife, right? But you pull that facade down and we're buried in a bottle somewhere, just hurting beyond hurt. Let's give our kids a chance to be free from all that. Okay? So you can visit my website, courageoushealers.org. On there, there's a donate button. It's real simple. It's a one-stop thing. You can just press the donate. You can set up to donate one time, or you can donate on a monthly basis, whatever you feel like doing. If it's $5, $5 is so appreciated. Whether it's $5, $10, $100, $500, whatever it is, we can't keep doing this without all of your help. We can't keep doing this without all of your help. We're trying to develop, I'm taking that back, I'm not trying. We're working on developing some programs, some workshops. We got 3 more workshops coming up this year. So anything that anybody could do, and I know things are tight right now, so I'm not putting that pressure on you. Believe me, because I know things are tight, and I get people coming after me all the time, and it's hard to give sometimes. So, but I have to put it out there, okay? So, anyways, that's all I got for today, guys. I hope you guys have a marvelous weekend. Just be safe and take care of yourself. Keep that social distancing. Make sure you wash your hands. Love on your family. Get close to your family. It's going to be a really good chance for you all to bond as a family. Work through whatever issues you might have with your children or your wife or your spouse. Remember, if nobody tells you they love you today, Randy does, but more importantly, God does. Everybody be blessed and have a marvelous weekend. See you on Monday at 11 o'clock. Thanks. Bye.